Hi, I'm Bridget with Picture Perfect Decals, and I'm going to do a quick demonstration on how to work with the decals. They're pretty straightforward. It's like peel and stick, but I'll try to replicate any issues that you could possibly run into. Just to remind you of a few things first, one is make sure that you haven't painted within 30 days. The paint needs 30 days to outgas, otherwise it will cause the decals not to stick to the wall. And then the other thing is you must wipe down your walls. Get rid of any dirt or debris that could possibly stick to the adhesive, because not only could that make it fall off your wall, but then it's not going to be reusable. And these decals are reusable. As long as you peel them off, put them back onto the backing paper that you got them off of, or even line them with wax paper. You could roll them up, store them in a cool, dry place, and they would be reusable. Like if you were to move, or I don't know, even if you just want to rearrange them, you can, but they're not going to be reusable if you keep putting them on dusty walls. So today we're in my daughter's room, which is like pretty plain, and we're going to put these big flowers. It's a set that we sell at Picture Perfect Decals. It comes in 2 sheets. They're kind of like watercolor or drawn with colored pencil. That's kind of the look they have. This is the other sheet. So to get started, of course, I'm gonna wipe down the wall. Only use a damp rag. Please do not use Windex or any type of cleaning solution, because that's gonna leave a residue and that's only gonna hurt the sticking of your decals. Okay, so I think I wanna do this pink one as the first flower coming off of the store jam here. These peel right off, as you can see. Occasionally you might get a snag where a piece of thread has not cut. These are actually made out of polyester fabric, so you will see threads. Especially in like tight, sharp corners, a thread might not have cut. Typically, you can just pull it with a little bit of effort, minimal effort, and it'll pull right off. If you encounter a spot that you tug it and it's really not coming apart and you're afraid you're gonna like fray it or tear it if you pull any harder, then just get some scissors and snip that one little spot and it'll continue to peel off the page after that. So here we have the first flower. It was easy, it peeled right off. We're gonna come to the spot we wanna place it after we've wiped down the wall, of course. And I'm going to put it right there. Just kind of tack it into place on one side and then use your hand to smooth it down. So that's it. The first flower is up, and now we're going to add one of the more hand-drawn looking flowers. Again, we're just going to peel it right off the page. You can hear it here in some spots where it's pulling a thread. That's okay. Now let's say, for example, that on one of the bigger pieces, it folds upon itself. Like that. Now it's stuck to itself. They peel right apart. You just gotta be gentle, and you wanna touch the sticky side as little as possible. The more oils from your hands that get on there, the worse it's gonna make the adhesive. So it's not pretty. This is definitely not something, an ideal situation, but if it happens, just keep pulling until you can get the whole thing apart. What's great about these decals is that they don't stretch and they don't rip, whereas with vinyl, if vinyl folds upon itself and you have to do this to pull it apart, you would end up with a useless decal in the end, because vinyl will not pull apart, and if it does, you're sure to have stretched it or torn it. There's no way you can pull it apart off of itself and keep it as a good piece that you're gonna wanna put on your wall. But look, this flower has been saved. If you start to feel like there's a bubble or a ripple, just lightly pull off and smooth back down into place again. Oh, like right here, I know it's not visible, but I can feel there's a ripple. So I'm just gonna pull this one end off, smooth it back down again. Make sure you smooth down all of your edges, because that's really going to ensure that it won't start curling over time. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I have layered these on top of each other, but I can decide I don't like the placement. Peel it right up and then move it to a different location. Well, I'm not sure if I like that either, but I'm gonna move on and place the rest of the decals, and then I'll make decisions on if I wanna fine tune some of the placement. Okay, so here is a good example of one that you can't just pull right apart. I pulled most of it off of the sheet and I got to this one spot, get you closer, where it is really still attached and you can see a little bit of fraying happening, so I don't want to pull it anymore. So I just have some scissors and I'm just going to snip in that spot. Smooth down where I had done the pulling. That was my own fault. I thought I could pull it, so don't do that. And good as new. Okay, so here is what we ended up with. Just want to show you the detail on these. They look like they've been drawn or painted. They have a nice watercolor texture. So that's it for my demonstration on how to install the decals. If you have any questions, you can always message me at pictureperfectdecals.com or at Bridget at pictureperfectdecals.com. Thanks, and see you next time.